You know what? The world of the WWF is a fascinating world. And sometimes, because we've had a bunch of wrestlers on, I've been tempted to go by and hang out there. Would I be out of place, or would there be something I could do if I came by? And people are giggling already, but I'm kind of, I'm a pretty tough character. And I love when people say that as they adjust their tie.
Yeah.
I'm a pretty rough guy, but what would I do if I was there? What would...
I mean, you could do a lot of different things. Like, sometimes if, like, one of the ring post breaks or something like that, you could hold the ropes up and you're about the same size as the post or something.
Look at look at these guns. That's a gun right there. Okay, don't squeeze it. That's gonna...
Massive. It's massive.
That's a cream filling. It's like an eclair.
Speaking of massive, I did notice a lot. Last time I was here, that was the first time that I met you. And when you walked in the back, the first thing that I noticed was, like, you really do have a huge head. And from their vantage point, I don't even know if they can tell how big it is. Oh, they can tell.
When I come out before the show starts, the audience a lot of times is frightened. They think it's a parade float. I think it's one of those papier-mâché giant heads in a Mexican parade.
I work with some people with some big heads, and you're up there.
I have got a giant melon, and
yes.
you've got a big one too. You got a big head right there.
Yeah, most of my girth is nose, whereas yours is more
just giant
cranial mass.
Irish people they just do. We just have giant fat heads. There's nothing we can do about it.
Plus, the big flippy pompadour thing helps it out too.
All right. One more crack like that, and I'm going to rip your head off, my friend. You don't want to see me come at you, because that would be pathetic. I scratch and bite and cry. Now, one thing that I am curious about is that you are the most hated man in the WWF. People hate your character. They're supposed to. It means you're doing your job. How does that affect your normal everyday life when you're walking around?
I mean, there's situations where it can get kind of awkward. Like, one time I was at an airport and there were about 20 people up on top of a landing, and I'm at, like, the airline trying to check in and be all quiet and stuff, and they all just started chanting "a-hole" at me. So, like, I'm in the airport with 20 people chanting. There's, like, old people next to me looking around like, what are they yelling at? And trying to be all subtle, and it's can be different sometimes.
Yeah, trust me, I've had that experience, but. But I have no excuse. I try and tell people I'm a wrestler, and it's a character. Do you find, though, that there were times where, some people, like someone like a Tom Hanks, has a reputation of being a really nice guy, which I think is hard because anywhere he goes, he has to be the really nice guy. Mm-hmm. Are there situations where it's kind of useful to have this reputation?
Oh, yeah, without a doubt. If you don't want to sign autographs or you're in a bad mood and don't want to deal with somebody, they expect it. So, if I tell them to kiss off, they think, well, he really is a jerk. What I mean? So it works out great.
No, they think, oh, cool, Triple H's just yelled at me.
He just got a promo on me. Isn't that great? Yeah, he just told me to kiss off. So it works to your advantage sometimes. If you don't want to deal with them, it can work out wonderful.
Now, you're on the road constantly.
Yeah.
Okay. What do you do to relax? Do you watch a lot of TV when you're in the hotel? What do you
watch? A lot of TV. I don't really watch that much TV. It's usually late night TV, not blowing smoke at you. But this is like one of my favorite shows.
Thank you. I'm trying to steer the show that way. See, I gotta say, between you and Jennifer Love Hewitt, this is the best night of my life. I feel like I died or something. But what kind of stuff do you watch? Anything that we wouldn't expect Triple H to be watching?
I like those VH1 behind-the-scenes music things.
Yeah.
Because they can make the worst band in the world sound great. Like, you'll watch it, and the next day I'll find myself like at the building or something like that, talking to somebody, going, "Hey, did you know that Casey and the Sunshine Band did this?" And I'm, what the hell am I talking about? Casey and the Sunshine Band.
Yeah.
Did
you know that they're orthodontists now? Did you know that? I love that show because they also make everybody's life horribly tragic and then come back.
Oh, yeah.
And even when nothing happened, they're like, and then it happened. His molar was removed. He didn't know what would happen. Then he got better. And today, and you're like, what? What are you talking about?
Yeah, they make the littlest thing in their career seem like this gigantic explosion.
They're geniuses at that place.
Oh, it's great.
Now, this WrestleMania 17 is April 1st. What's going to happen?
It's WrestleMania 17, April 1st. It's a Houston Astrodome. And we're
Houston, where my show is delayed. Till how long? 2 hours. We're delayed 2 hours in Houston. They're bright people. Anyway, go ahead.
Well, there's going to be 65,000 of those bright people packing the Houston Astrodome.
I didn't mean to diss them.
No. If you want, I'll cut a promo on them before I get in the ring. Tell them watch your show earlier.
You know, that'd be the thing. If you were in front of all those people in Houston and you said, "Come on, Conan O'Brien, let's get him on time," that would really make that station and that NBC station. Yeah, that'd be sweet.
Try to help you out,
I'm sure you're really concerned with this. Right now, you're like, yeah, whatever, right?
But I'm going to wrestle The Undertaker at WrestleMania 17. And, I was just thinking, too, on tonight's show on SmackDown, I hit The Undertaker in the head with a sledgehammer on TV. And I was thinking, you were asking me earlier about coming to WrestleMania or doing something at our shows. Maybe if you came to WrestleMania, if Undertaker got out of hand or something like that, I could grab you by your ankles and whack him. I mean, your head has got to weigh more than a sledgehammer.
That would kill the man.
Yeah.
Triple H, thank you so much.
Thank you.
April 1st, pay-per-view. We'll be right back. Solomon Burke. That was great.